All right, welcome to CrossCourt Conversations. Today we have my sister-in-law. I'm actually married to her older sister, but to you guys, she's probably better known as a member of Team Infamous. But she's best known, okay? She's best known for her drinking abilities. Trust me. Kheng, how you doing, Kheng?
Hi guys, hi everybody out there. That might be true, but
I'm tired now. I'm tired.
I'm retired. Yeah, I'm retired.
I'm tired.
If you guys don't know, Kheng is from Appleton, Wisconsin. She grew up in Appleton. Kheng, who made the biggest impact on you as a player growing up?
The biggest impact. It's gonna sound really corny, but I have to say that it's gonna be all the teammates that I've played with over the many years that I've played volleyball. So it's interesting to see how everybody playing on multiple teams and playing with multiple people, and really just learning how to fit in with your players and learning how everybody else plays, and then learning how you play as well, because you're playing with everybody else as well. So I'm sorry, I can't say anybody in particular, but
No,
I've learned a lot from you.
We've heard cornier than that.
Oh, that's good.
Just kidding.
Really good.
Did you watch a lot of volleyball when you were growing up in Appleton, or did you just kind of fell into volleyball? How did that go?
My sisters are gonna kill me, but I was kind of forced to play at first.
Oh, okay. So I know you guys have several sisters, right? So you guys are just trying to form a team.
Yeah, so I started playing when I was 14 or 15. So I didn't really watch much volleyball at all. Didn't go to many tournaments before that, being so young. So I think around that time, many years ago, I felt like volleyball was really something that was very popular at that time and coming up. And that's when like everybody was playing volleyball at the parks, you know, every park you go to, you see like one or two nets set up. And so my oldest sisters, they wanted to play. So we have almost enough girls in just the family to make a team. So that's actually how I fell into volleyball. And
I remember your sister and I, we started dating when she was, I think, when we were seniors or
in
juniors.
high school.
I was a junior, she was a senior, and you were a freshman. And you you actually play high school volleyball. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I actually started off playing volleyball for school in middle school. So at my middle school, it was 7th and 8th graders. And so I started playing officially, you know, through school in 7th grade at my middle school. And then I played in 8th grade as well. And what's kind of funny, and I'll lead up to high school, was that it actually really helped that I started playing volleyball at the Hmong tournaments, because by the time I was even already in 7th grade, I was able to overhand serve already. And it's a lot of the girls who were playing at that age weren't able to even overhand serve yet. So it actually really benefited me to start so young. And then for high school, I actually didn't play freshman year, and I only played my sophomore year. And that was, you know, that was a lot of fun. It's very different experience than playing in Hmong volleyball tournaments, obviously, as most of us know. But, you know, it's great because it teaches you so much about the fundamentals that you don't really get when you just play in tournaments. Having practices every day after school, learning the fundamentals and kind of building the core of your volleyball skills is so important. And I think that a lot of the kids, or, you know, the people who played volleyball who didn't get that fundamental, it was just unfortunate because they were missing out on how to build it from the ground up.
Yeah, that's interesting that you say that, because high school is kind of like any sports, football, basketball. They kind of build you up,
Yes.
just so you can peak at your senior year. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So and when we were going to school too, and I played during when you were playing too, and that's exactly what they were doing. Was there any player that you looked up to, or a player that you mirrored after at all?
No, I think because I started so young and I played with my sisters, and I didn't watch too much volleyball at that time. I literally just played. I mean, it was something for us to do.
Yeah.
So before I started playing for school, I mean, you would just play. We used to play every day at the park with the most random of people, who just swings by.
Yeah.
We get some wonderful gangsters there to play with us, and and so I don't think I ever got the chance to really have somebody perhaps to mirror or look up to. I just love playing, and I just love playing. So I played every day, and then you just play, and then that's it, and then you play at tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like you were getting better at it or anything when you kind of started off? Did you?
Yeah. So I think our very first tournament that my sisters and I played in was a Sheboygan tournament, and I don't really remember too much of it, but I guess it was kind of horrible because we really didn't know what we were doing at all. No rotation, no understanding of the rules really. So it was kind of horrible.
There was so when you guys kind of play your team, there was no coach or anything, no adults or no.
Oh gosh, no.
Okay, so
no, not at all.
You guys just playing, and then it was just a way of spending time together. You guys just played, then it seemed like.
Yeah, because we just enjoyed it, and so I think in a matter of getting better, I'm just I'm a natural athlete to begin with, and I played sports my whole life. I started off in second grade with t-ball, soccer, went on to play softball for school, played basketball for middle school, and so I think just overall, just playing every single day, I was able to get better in that sense. And it was almost actually better that I played with kind of an underdog team because that's when you play really hard, right? You play your heart out and you play really hard, and you learn a lot from being in that position. But our first tournament was
Can you talk about what was that? What was that first team? That first tournament? Who was all on that team?
She's gonna name drop some people.
Kill me.
Who is on your team?
My sisters are gonna
kill me. Who's on your team? And then who'd you guys play against?
I don't remember who we played against. I'm sorry. My memory is horrible. It's really bad. So I don't remember who we played against, but it was all my sisters. So my sister Kibi was setter. My sister Maishua, which everybody also knows as Shorts, played with me. My other sister Meitang. And then we had
I heard she married I heard Shorts married a legend.
He's all right, He's all right.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. But and then we had two of our other friends who played with us. And we were called Jumping Jupiters.
Nice. JJ, double J's.
Who's your other two friends?
Don't ask me why, and don't ask me where that came from. My sister thought of it. So June. And then, was it just June? Oh gosh, see.
Yeah.
Did Lizzie play with you guys?
Did she?
She's asking you. I don't know why she's asking.
So it was you, KB.
Me, KB, Shorts, May, June,
Might have been Lizzie.
But
okay, yeah.
that was pretty brave of you guys to just form a team like that together with a bunch of sisters and just hanging out. I guess it was just a way to get out. It seems like sometimes,
Yeah, and it was just something to do, and
yeah, especially in the
it was fun.
Especially in the mean streets of Appleton, you need to get out.
It's so ghetto there. It's so ghetto there.
It's either that gang life or that volleyball life.
Yeah, pretty much.
So jumping Jupiter, and then you guys went on to play as Hijackers.
Hijackers was our next
right?
next name.
Who did you guys add on that, or what?
I think it was
changed?
still just us mostly. I think June's sister Mary played with us maybe in a few tournaments.
Okay.
I can't remember. It was so long ago, and maybe those memories are hidden away on purpose. So I don't know.
That's forgotten.
Yep, pretty sure.
But I remember you being a pretty badass when you were playing with them, because you had to carry that entire team, and then that kind of led you. That kind of opened you up to opportunities with other teams, right? What was your next team after that?
I want to say my next real team after that would have been Rivals. And you're absolutely right. I think I was able to shine being on that team, and so it did give me other opportunities for other more serious volleyball teams. I would say more serious volleyball teams, more serious players to join their teams and be on a more serious volleyball team that had a chance of winning a game. Had a chance of winning a game. I don't even know we ever won a game, so I don't know.
So who was on that rival? Who was on that Rivals team?
On Rivals team, I had Koo as my setter. I'm sure everybody knows Koo. Kheng, who used to play middle position with us, Kheng. And then Ka, and oh gosh, I don't know why, but I just
was it Blair?
Yes, Ka and Blair, the two sisters. Is that
Blair
six? Ka? Yeah, Blair played with us. She played weak side because she's a lefty. So it'd been Ka and Blair, Kheng, me, Koo. Oh, and oh gosh, my mind is blanking.
Man, I think we should just interview Peng.
Gully?
Gully, yes, thank you, Gully.
Was it? Yeah.
Gully, who now lives in
I'll let you guys know on this, okay? So Kheng's my sister-in-law, right? So me and her older sister has been dating for we're high school sweethearts, so I've known Kheng since she was like, boogers running and everything. But
so true.
Every tournament that we would go to, I was a pretty hardcore volleyball player too. So every tournament we went to, we were mainly her ride. So wherever we went, she went. And Kheng is like one of my favorite players to watch because she's my sister-in-law, right? So we won't. To be honest, we don't even need Kheng for this. I can just explain.
That's what I'm saying, man. Kheng's like,
story.
Kheng's like, I don't know. What do you think, Kheng? Like, Kheng. I need you to help her out. No.
I was literally asking Shorts. I'm like, Shorts, you just
all
want
jokes aside,
join our interview because I can't remember anything.
Yeah, because I do remember Koo was setting for you guys, and Koo, Kheng. I remember Kheng was a really good all-around player.
Absolutely.
Very consistent. Ka was a good player. Blair was like a switch hander, right? She went left and right sometimes if she wanted to. And it was you and then Gully too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys actually did pretty good, right? I mean, can you talk about, like how far you guys went, and like Labor Day, July 4th, and all that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I would like to say that we were probably one of the top teams around at that time as
Mhm.
rivals. And
Who were the
we did.
competitors during that time
Oh,
against you guys?
that's.
There was
I would
like,
definitely say probably Chaos.
okay.
SmackDown was just starting
Oh,
to
okay.
as well. Um,
It was both SmackDowns back then, right? Minnesota and Oshkosh too, right?
yeah,
Or no?
that's right. Yep, the Minnesota SmackDown, and then also the Oshkosh SmackDown with Dilly and all those girls. So it was a pretty good. I feel like it was a really good time to be playing because there were a lot of good girls playing and a lot of good teams, and it was kind of like you really almost didn't know who was going to win a lot of the time because everybody had a pretty solid chance to win these tournaments, and it was really fun. It was my earlier years of playing, and so my playing style was very different from the way I play now. I think being so young and playing, you literally play your heart out. Like I still remember all of the tournaments that we played in. Like every tournament, I'd get home and I'd be like exhausted, and this is probably when I was like in the best shape of my life too. I know why you're laughing. Okay?
Yeah.
But and like it was almost like I didn't know where to stop playing so hard. I don't know how to describe it, where it's like you play yourself so hard that you're worn out, and you don't really know how to preserve your energy or how to play a little bit smarter. It was the time where I was just playing to like kill every ball, and you're like playing so rough. But I absolutely loved playing with as rivals. I think we took a few Labor Day tournaments, I want to say.
Okay.
One or two or three, I can't remember. We
can't remember
unfortunately never
either.
took. Yeah. We unfortunately never took. I know we probably took a few Memorial Day tournaments, and then we unfortunately never took July 4th, but we did get as far as second place and third place. I want to say like a few times as well. So we unfortunately never won the big one, but it was really great experience. It's a very interesting dynamics because I felt like, Ku as my setter was so calm and relaxed a lot of the times playing with her, which is great. And then same with Kheng. Like, Kheng was an amazing player, and I felt like she was also very calm to play with as well. And so I was probably the second youngest on the team behind Blair. So it was very interesting to play on a team being one of the youngest. And then also when I moved on and played with Infamous being the oldest on the team, very interesting dynamics. But yeah, Rivals was so much fun. The beginning of, I think probably where I played the best throughout all playing.
I definitely agree. Yeah.
Now, were you more of like like an offensive force? What do you, in your opinion, were you more like a offensive force, or were you more like a defensive player, or what do you think?
Playing with Rivals, I was more of an offensive force for sure. I think young, energetic, want to kill every ball. Great setter. Can I just say I've been very lucky that I've always played with great setters, like seriously some of the best in the game. So and then later on playing with Infamous, I was more of I really wouldn't say defender, but I would say role player. I know what my role was on the team. I wasn't there to kill the ball. I can maybe get a kill here and there, but it was mostly just to support the team.
Yeah, you guys have more weapon then.
Oh yeah,
so
absolutely.
Your role kind of evolved and changed. Oh, good.
Oh no! Edit this out.
You're good. Yeah.
No, I would say King on Rivals. She was definitely, if
Let's keep
not the
showing.
main player, one of the main players.
Yeah.
I mean, back then she used to jump pretty high. I mean, what can you talk about some of your trainings that you did?
Oh gosh.
Because I remember I used to come over and then like you would be running and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I ever actually trained. I mean, besides in school, specifically for volleyball, but definitely training to stay in shape. Um, I know volleyball is no joke when it comes to needing to be in shape. Especially if you want to be, some of the top players, I think. It's hot, especially during July 4th. You really need to have endurance in the heat. When you're playing games back to back to back, and a lot of the times women's volleyball, there wasn't enough teams to play double elimination. It's like round robin every single tournament. You're playing like game after game after game, team after team, like all the time in every tournament. So just running definitely helped out a lot with the endurance and staying in shape. Jumping wise, being able to jump, I know it's horrible. I think that just came naturally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never did
because
anything to help with my vertical or anything specifically.
I say that too, but I know playing multiple sports really helped me too.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know if that's the case probably with you too. You know
What
what
did
I
you
mean?
play growing up besides volleyball? Is it basketball and?
Yeah, I played basketball all the way up to middle school. I didn't play for high school, but I played softball all the way up through middle school as well.
Okay.
I did a little bit of cheerleading in high school. That actually, I think, did help me out a lot with my jumping capabilities as well.
Yeah.
And then I think it's just like what you said, Silapeng. It's just a matter of playing all of these sports and you have like your coordination down. One of the most important things in volleyball is coordination and just knowing how to land and timing the ball and everything like that. Although I will say I probably never got timing the ball down that well, which is why I always play the ones and the fastballs.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I
Though.
could never time it well enough. So I had to do the fastballs because then it's just a matter of there's the ball, you go and hit it. So
Can you talk about that transition from? Go ahead, Payne. I was going to ask Kane how the transition went from when you were Rivals. How did that happen when you went to Infamous? Right, that was the team right after that. How did that process go? Were they like scouting you out, or did you know some of the girls, or how did that go? Or were you guys just from the same town? How did that go?
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually had like a year or two in between there that I didn't play volleyball anymore. It was right at the end where Rivals we decided to not play anymore
soccer,
as a team.
You?
I did. So Rivals decided not to play as a team anymore, and then I actually moved on to play soccer for about 2 years there, playing in tournaments and playing women's soccer. And that was when I moved down to Madison for school as well. So I had a bunch of friends who played soccer down there. So I went about 2 years there not playing volleyball at all and just playing soccer. And then I really didn't know the girls too well back then on Infamous. And honestly, they're going to be... I don't even remember who asked me to play with them. I just okay, yeah, let's play.
What went behind the decision to not play as Rivals anymore?
Gosh, I know this is horrible. I don't know. I feel like I should know. I think maybe we just felt like we had our prime and it was time to move on. I mean, being the younger of the team, I still had a lot of years to play, and then the women on the team, you know, they were getting older, probably thinking about starting families and things like that as well. So that probably factored in. And I just remembered, it must have been my setter Ku who, you know, put this new team together, because she did set for us for a while there too. As I don't think we were as infamous at that time. Were we?
Okay.
I need my teammates.
I don't think so. Now that you said that, I do remember. Yeah, I do remember you guys played, and then you guys kept on adding, and then you guys finally became infamous. Now that you said that.
Yeah. Now that I'm really thinking about it, it must have been Ku who asked me to play again, and like what you said, I think we had some players in and out, and then we kind of settled on the team later on. So it was all 6 of us at one point. Ku was our setter, Joa, Linda, Cobbers, Yer, and then me. So that was the 6 of us. Yeah. But you know, I think for me, why I stopped personally playing volleyball was like, I think I was just ready to try something new and something different.
During that gap right there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
During that gap, when I was playing soccer for 2 years, sometimes, like after a while, it starts getting really repetitive. You see the same teams, the same, you know, people, and it just starts to get to be too much of the same. So, you know, I stopped playing for a bit there, try something else, and then felt like it was fun again to try again.
Yeah. Well, you know, one of the great players in basketball, Michael Jordan, he did that. He took a little time off. I think he kind of
do not compare.
well, I was just trying to compare what probably you were going through. Maybe the game, like you said, was kind of repetitive, and it was just kind of like, whatever. I think that's kind of what happened to Michael Jordan when he just kind of went through the motions. And then when he took that 2-year off, he found like, damn, like how much he missed the game.
Exactly.
Like but like when you were ready to come back, you're like, oh, I really missed the environment, the scene.
Yeah, I think so. It's soccer and volleyball are 2 very different kinds of competitive sports. So I did find myself missing, you know, playing volleyball and maybe the volleyball scene in itself as well. And maybe I did lose a little bit of that hunger, which is why I switched to soccer for a bit there. But I think that is really definitely part of the reason. You know, you leave to really understand how much you love the sport or how much you miss it after you're out of it.
And the friends.
Who was your soccer team, and how did you guys do?
Sorry, I'm laughing because we weren't that good. Let's see. Oh, gosh, see, this is horrible. I don't remember my team name anymore. But we had a really great coach, Sakong. He played for Asian Knights. I don't know if you guys watch any soccer, Hmong soccer at all. Asian Knights is an older soccer team that was pretty good. I never saw them play, but I just Madison, I think. Okay. At least that's where my coach was from Madison. So I'm assuming Asian Knights was from Madison as well. But he had really good fundamentals in soccer. So he was a great coach. He taught all of us girls. I mean, we played every single day as well. You know, we trained every single day as well. I would say I practiced more in soccer than I did in volleyball, which is kind of silly. Maybe because soccer didn't come as naturally to me. So I felt like I had to train harder, play harder. But we were okay. I did score a goal once in my life, and that was an amazing moment. Let me tell you, I know why those soccer people go crazy when they score.
Because it doesn't come often.
It does not come often at all. And I did score once, and it was an amazing feeling.
What was it? Was it like a cross, or did you take it? Did you take it all the way? What happened there?
No. So I was playing forward at this point because when I first started playing, I actually played goalie for a bit there because natural reflexes from volleyball was actually really led me to play goalie pretty well too.
Yeah.
And even though I was pretty short, my capability to jump, I could still touch the top of the pole and the goal. So that's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
I was playing forward, and I knew that somebody kicked a long ball over coming, and it was just me and my one defender from the other team. And I knew it. I don't know why or how I knew it, but I knew the defender was going to miss the ball. Like, I just knew she was going to miss it, and it was going to go past her. And that's exactly what happened. And I just like ran right past her. And because she missed the ball, I was able to just take the ball in to score the goal. Because it was just me and the goalie at that point. Yeah.
Nice.
Great, amazing feeling to score a goal.
Did you do backflip or took your jersey off or something like that?
I did not, but I will tell you this. I was completely out of breath. I was like,
very excited.
Stop. I need to stop right now. It was horrible. And then my coach was like, no, just stay in. It's almost halftime. I was like, oh my God, okay. It was so funny. It was like great jubilations. And then I'm like, I'm going to pass out. So sub me out right now. But it was great.
Oh my goodness.
When you were playing volleyball, I think when you went to Infamous, was there any mentor that would kind of help you along, or were you pretty like, were you a veteran then? You know what I mean? I mean, you were probably
That's a good question.
Played with rivals. Were you a mentor, or was somebody mentoring you, or how did that go? Or did you guys just fit right in and just went with it?
I think definitely I was more like, if I had to choose, I was more of a veteran at that point than anything. I didn't really have a mentor either at that point. I mean, the closest would probably be my setter Ku, at that point, because she was the only older one on our team. I don't think I really, this sounds kind of horrible, mentored any of my other teammates either, because I still feel like
I think your team was like full of veterans though, right? So let's have some rookies too.
I think right at the beginning, not really, because I mean, Joel, Linda, and I think may have played like the years that I was not playing. Cobbers was probably so young at that point, so she was pretty new to the scene as well. I'm such a kid at heart that I don't think I would ever be a mentor to anybody.
But you guys weren't from all you guys weren't from the same town, so I think everybody had their own mentor from their own town. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I was living in Madison. Ku and Linda were living in Milwaukee. Was Joel living in Milwaukee at that time? I can't remember. And then Yer and Cobbers were still in Wausau at that point too. So we were from all over Wisconsin. But that's kind of how it was as with rivals as well. So the one thing I wish maybe we should have done or could have done was practice a little bit more. But
it's kind of difficult with you guys being with the distance.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah. So then I do think we just kind of must have automatically kind of clicked. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because the only time we ever got to play together was at these tournaments, and so we almost had to have chemistry right off the bat in order for us to play, since we never had the opportunity to practice with each other.
Well, your team wasn't full of players that really didn't know how to play. I mean, you were, an established player. Yer was really good. Joel was really good too. Linda was a beast, and then Cobbers kind of came along. Yeah, I know.
Linda's my beast.
And Ka kind of grew up as you guys kept on playing. So
she just got better and better and better.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. And can you talk about kind of your all the humps that you guys had to get over as Infamous?
Oh, yeah. All the humps we had to get over. I think
Or were
maybe
you
I
guys
think
just like good right off the bat?
I don't know. I mean, I think we were okay right off the
Yeah.
bat.
Did you kind of know that your team was really good already? Like when you
Uh,
joined, were you one of the
hon-
last? Wait, so
Honestly,
Infamous,
I
yeah,
didn't know.
okay, you just kind of going with it.
Yep, just kind of going with it.
Okay, so this winning stuff is just extra. You were just there for the volleyball. The winning just came with it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I
Um, I mean, I figured I figured the girls must have been pretty good because I
Yeah,
mean, if Koo's asking them to play or they're forming this team,
yeah,
I figured they would be pretty good. I think, yeah, I think at that point everybody had played volleyball for a few years there,
yeah.
so everybody knew the game,
Hmm.
and so it's just we did have. There was a point there where we did have a hump of just trying to um, win, I think, some of the major tournaments, um, because eventually we did just have us five as teammates, and Koo wasn't playing with us anymore, and that's
yeah,
where Joa
yeah.
transitioned into our setter after Koo was no longer playing with us. So in the beginning, I think we must have had some humps. I just don't really remember them, I guess.
Yeah, no, because I remember it wasn't very long until you guys kind of caught your stride and then just started to win a lot of tournaments there. Um, but although, can you talk about your if you can remember your first July 4th as
Oh,
Infamous?
yeah, I don't remember.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. That
that's when you played in so many July 4ths and so
it
many
runs
Labor
together.
Days. The one I can only remember, I feel like, is like the most recent one. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
what happened before leading up to that? I don't know. But
It's all that drinking afterwards. That's what
hey,
it
that's
is.
not true. I don't listen to these people. I don't drink that much.
um, can you talk about because you guys went so many years going up there as Infamous,
Hmm.
and I think you guys went up as usually you guys were the favorites to win, but you guys kept on losing and kept on coming back. Can you talk about that
Yeah.
adversity that you guys went through and just keeping at it?
Yeah, absolutely. It was always being a favorite. Uh, it always is a little bit harder when you don't win, obviously. I think, I think at that point, I don't know if it was just more of a mentality, a mental game, because July 4th is arguably the biggest tournament of the year. You can almost also say it's, we're the away team. It's, we don't have the home court advantage. It's something,
Yeah.
a place that we don't play all the time.
Yeah.
And it was a big hump. The biggest reason probably is because SmackDown, was the other great team at the time, and and it is more of a home court advantage for them. And I just feel like it was a big mental roadblock a lot of the time. Every time we went up there to play during July 4th, um, we would have some kind of, mentality breakdown every
Got
now and
choked.
then. I wouldn't go so far as saying that, but I think the environment definitely factors in. It's like
Yeah.
the biggest stage of the year, and
Yeah.
I really don't know what it
Because
was,
I
like why we couldn't get over it a lot of the time. I don't know.
because it's not like you guys never beat SmackDown because I remember whenever they would come down to Wisconsin, you guys would always beat them. You know what I mean? And then for some reason, you guys always on July 4th, when they hit playoff, you guys always kind of like.
I don't think we ever beat them ever in a Minnesota tournament.
Really?
I don't know. I don't think so.
That'd be interesting.
But it's like what you said. But then whenever we played in Wisconsin, we would be able to beat them here and there. So, I don't know if it's. I think it is that was really part of the mental game of it, and I'm sure it did help them a lot too to have more of the home court advantage too. But it was always so much fun playing them because it was so competitive. And unfortunately, we just lost. But it was so much fun. I love competitive games.
Yeah, and it's not like losing to them is just whatever. They're a great team, one of the greatest teams. It's like losing to them is almost an honor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Can you talk about the year now that you can reflect the year that you guys finally won? Can you talk about leading into that tournament?
Leading into that tournament.
I mean, those were it wasn't your prime years of playing volleyball.
No.
But I would say it was your prime years of drinking, though. I would say that.
Apparently, that's all I needed to do for us to win. I agree with you. It's definitely not my prime years of volleyball. I don't know. I mean, it was great. I know this is gonna sound horrible, but for me, it was just another tournament of winning. I know, and maybe that's just me. I don't know, being flippant or whatever. But I don't remember really having it be any different than any tournament that I've played in.
What about the vibe of the team? Was it different? Because it seemed like when you guys were the favorites. It seemed like when you guys were the favorites, you guys consumed a lot of pressure. It almost seemed like, and then that last year when you guys won, you guys kind of just went out there and just like, all right, let's just go play. We win, whatever. And that kind of was beneficial to you guys actually.
Yeah, I actually do. Now that you say that, I do absolutely agree. I think, and that was when Lauren was playing with us as well.
Yes.
So Lauren absolutely brought something to the team as well. So she absolutely helped the team. I think because before that, I don't think Lauren was playing with us yet.
Daisy was playing you guys.
Yeah, Daisy was playing with us. So I do think as you just get older that you do have more of that I don't really give a crap maybe attitude as much anymore, and that does relieve a lot of pressure off of especially the main our main hitters and our main players. I think that hopefully that maybe did put them in a better mental space of you know what, if we win, that's great, we're just going to try our hardest and see what happens. So I don't know. I wish for me it was just another tournament.
Although that year, I do have to admit, Ka kind of came into her prime almost.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah. That was when I do agree with you, where she just literally she was just killing everything, and maybe consistency or was better or anything else, but she really got really good after that. Yeah. Even better. Yeah.
What did that win, that July 4th win, mean to you?
Honestly,
did you hear what she said? She said it's just another game, another day. It was just a Saturday.
I know, but you can say that. But then you finally win July 4th.
I'll be honest.
Okay.
It meant to me that I can retire.
Yeah, because we talked to I forget who we talked to, but it's like when you win that tournament, don't you feel like, okay, I could just quit? Because you know what I mean? Because this is not benefiting me at like it doesn't benefit me anything. You know, like anything that I do, it's just waste of money. You know, it's just something I do. It just feels like
it's something I enjoy
could,
doing.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
yeah, and it was.
Yeah,
it was just another tournament at the same, like my mind going into it just playing wise. But when we did win, it honestly did make me feel like, okay, I could literally stop playing. I don't feel like I've left anything behind as a volleyball player. You know what I mean? Like I played my heart out. I played the best that I can. I've won all the tournaments that I can. I finally got, the big one. And so it really just made me feel like, okay, and it does relieve a lot of pressure as a team as well too, who had all of these expectations, and so it really did, I think, relieve all of that pressure as well from the rest of the team to once you finally win it. But I mean, it was great.
You win, and then now you can go and have babies.
Tired.
Well, obviously didn't happen.
How many babies do you have now?
0.
Did you guys did you guys go to you guys went to Fresno before that or after that?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, when was that?
I think we went to Fresno
after
before.
Okay. Question mark. Well, how was that? How was that experience?
Oh my God, Fresno was amazing. So we went up as 5 up to Fresno New Year. And you know what? I absolutely enjoyed it so much. It was probably one of my favorite tournaments ever. And one of the main reasons was because we've never played against any of these teams, right? Because that was before like some of the teams really started to come down more often during July 4th. So it must have been before we won. I think. So it literally is one of my favorite tournaments because you get to play against people that you've never played against before. You have no idea really how these people play, and so it makes you, I don't know if it makes you up your game, up your anticipation. Maybe it makes you more aware of everything that's when you're playing because you don't know what to expect. But it was great. We absolutely enjoyed it. Everybody there was so incredibly welcoming. All the ladies who played volleyball, all the men who were playing, because Yilang went with us, and Yilang was playing with some of the California guys. And it was just, everybody was so nice, such great hospitality. The tournament was so much fun. Oh my gosh, us playing 5, like we really had to, I felt like, dig deep to win it as well. I think our last game, I don't remember if it was our last game, but against one of the teams, like we went to 3rd game, everything, and it was so exhausting because their defense was so good. You know how it is, like when you play against a team that's so defensively good, you get tired as an offensive team, which I think we're more of an offensive team, right? Man, you get tired. You kind of start to like lose, I wouldn't say lose hope, but you lose like the you get exhausted because they keep picking up your balls and you keep trying to kill it, and then you're not killing because they keep picking it up. And so it was great. It was one of my favorite tournaments ever I played in. And it's obviously one of the ones that I can remember. So
I heard I think Joel had mentioned that they had required 6 players and you guys only had 5, right?
Oh, I think Joe would remember better, but hey, but they let us play.
We'll just refer everyone to Joel's
those comments.
Her conversation.
That rings a bell.
Who all went with you guys?
It was just 5 of us. That's why I'm saying they must have let us play because
I think she said. I think she mentioned that they kind of just, I forgot what happened, but you guys eventually just got to play.
Because it was you, Joel,
Yer, and then Linda, and that was it.
Linda? Okay. Yeah.
It was so
Jeez.
much fun. I mean, you know what? And besides that, it was such a great team vacation as well, because what we ended up doing was using our winnings from the tournaments to kind of help pay for that trip. And then, you know, we stayed with each other throughout the whole trip, and it was just so much fun to bond as a team more. I mean, we were playing already together for so many years, but it was just so much fun to just bond more as a team, and meeting the other girls from California there. Literally,
give us a funny story.
Maybe offline
story?
she can.
I'll give you one story. We were trying to find a casino there, and we found one finally on Google Maps because we just wanted to like play some slots. And then we went, and it was like this danky little casino, and I think they only had tables, and it was so sketchy. We like walked in as a group of like little Asian girls, and then we just like, nope, we just walked right back out. It was so sketchy. So no casino luck there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But and I think that was when Cavers just turned maybe 21. So a few more fun stories offline.
All right.
What would you say is your most memorable win in Hmong volleyball? You had a lot.
Yeah. Most memorable win. I probably would have to be July 4th, even though I can't remember it that well either.
Yeah.
But it has to be. I feel like it has to be July 4th because that was like the last thing on my volleyball bucket list.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Last thing that I finally achieved on my volleyball bucket list.
It's good.
Yeah. So it had to have been that one, but I can't really remember it that well. I remember going to the restaurant.
So if you guys don't know, it's not like Kheng is dumb. I mean, she's dumb, but it's not. Trust me. I'm married to her older sister, and we have the same issues. She has the same issues as
we're
Kheng.
too alike.
So.
We're me and my sister are too much alike. Peng knows. That's little Peng knows.
You're fine.
It's very annoying.
Just fine.
So.
Just don't have a good memory. And I think with me, I really like to live in the moment. So a lot of the times I only remember like the now.
Right. You know what? I think about it, I'm like, that's kind of sometimes when you're in the moment of it, right? You don't really get a chance to sit back and just reflect on your whole career sometimes.
Oh yeah.
You're so caught up in the moment that everything is happening so fast. You know, I kind of have those moments, so I kind of relate to when you kind of alluded to that. I was like, yeah, you know what? Sometimes life is happening so fast that we forget to reflect or take our time to enjoy something sometimes.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you know, it's a good and bad thing because like I don't really remember any of the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Like the the harder trials or bad games or anything like that either at the same time. So it's
that's for
pros
sure.
and cons.
I know where you're coming from.
I think that's one good thing about you. You don't let it consume you. Like for me, on the other hand, and I think you've seen this throughout the years. I let it consume me so bad, you know what I mean? To the point where I don't even really want to play anymore because it's like it's just so consuming. I wish I was more like you. I just like, let's just go play. Yeah, don't matter.
Just brush it off, whatever.
I just cannot.
It's a good and bad thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think
I see it as an asset where you could, you can move on so quickly. With like from one play to the next play, it's just like, okay, next play.
Yeah.
How some players, a lot of stuff eat them up, and it's just like they can't get over the hump. So I guess that kind of thinking kind of helps you, overcome, some of the errors that you made. You just, okay, next play, move on. So.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it helps with just trying to mentally forget about it.
Yeah, and I always say that, but sports, man, in sports, you make so many mistakes. It's like a game of mistakes all the time. You're always failing, and you always got to be. So you always have to be mentally tough. I forgot who said it. There was a quote, but like I think Yogi Berra, he's like a great baseball player. That like sports or whatever. It's like it's like 10% like physical and 90% mental.
Oh.
If you say in your head that I can't do it, then you're physically shut down. But if you have in your head like I can do it, then you're like 90% there. So
absolutely, I agree. Absolutely, because the minute you say that you can't do it, you've already failed.
Right.
What's the point of trying it out then? At that point,
exactly.
So I think throughout your entire Hmong volleyball career, what was your source of motivation?
I think for me, just the competitiveness. So it just goes back to me always playing sports my whole life. And I'm a firm believer if you're going to do something, you should put your all into it too at the same time. So like, even though I didn't practice as much as maybe I should have, and every single game was 100% no matter what. And the motivation was just to win. You know what I mean? Like there really was nothing else, but the whole point of us playing is to win. And I mean, I say that, but I mean, it's okay if you don't win too at the same time, but your motivation should always be to win.
Right.
And that's what really drives you to play your hardest. There's been a few times where as a team, we would get into a slump of like, we just have a really bad start and we're like down, 0-10. And it's like, well, guess what? That doesn't mean you're going to lose. Just got to play harder and then catch up and just get back into the game. And I think we sometimes had trouble with that. And then at other times we were really good at overcoming it and coming back too. So it's just part of the game.
Yeah. So, all right.
I'm a competitor at heart. I love competing in any sport. But I think I'm a nice competitor.
You mean like you play fair?
Yeah, and I'm not mean.
I'll give you that.
Of course, yeah.
Do you remember that though? Yeah. Do you remember being nice?
I think so.
I guess you're saying that you're not like a sore loser. If you lose, fine. But if you win, okay.
Yeah, exactly. I don't remember being mean, I think. So I think that's kind of the same thing.
Right.
Although I will say I'm sorry to anybody if I was.
You heard it
but
here.
I don't remember also at the same time.
Let's do some quick hitters real quick.
Gosh.
Can you name 5 players, past or present, that you would have loved to play with, that you didn't have the chance to play with?
I can't name people's. I can only name one person.
Okay.
And that would have been Gown from SmackDown. I would have loved to have played with her at least once. But honestly, for me, I just love playing with new people. I think it's so fun. It comes with the same territory of playing against new teams that you've never played against. It's really fun to play with people that you've never played with, because it also puts you question your game and you question how to play as teammates with people that you've never played with, and how do you build that chemistry and connect and all that stuff. So I find playing with anybody who I've never played with would be so much fun and exciting.
Yeah.
Maybe I just get
definitely, huh?
Yeah, absolutely, definitely Gown. I think that would have been really fun.
Yeah, she's one of the greatest players too.
Agreed, 100%.
Yeah. What about 5 players that you thought were kind of underrated?
Okay, so this is probably gonna be another corny answer. I don't think, like, I don't know. For me personally, I never thought anybody was underrated. I think, like, I thought everybody was good in their own sense. And I think it was really, you never want to underestimate the people you're playing against. Right. And so for me, I never felt like I underestimated anybody who I played against. And I always thought everybody was good in something. So in the volleyball community wise, like underratedness, I don't know, because even though I played volleyball for so long, I kind of felt like at the same time I really wasn't as in tune as a lot of my teammates were with the volleyball community. It was like, for me,
not even shorts. You're not even gonna. I mean, she was pretty underrated.
Maybe if she actually played, I could say that, but she was too scared, so I can't even say that. But yeah, I just felt like I wasn't as in tune with the volleyball community to really, I think, answer that question. For me, I show up and I play. And then I would, obviously talk with my teammates and stuff like that, and with some of the other girls that I knew a little bit better. But I didn't really know too much about what was going on in the Hmong volleyball community. So I don't think I know exactly who was considered the best or underrated or, things like that. So I can't answer that question.
So that kind of leads us to our next question, because Kheng is kind of off base with the volleyball, and she just played because she could play. But I firsthand know that she spent more time on this than volleyball.
I know which question you're going to ask me.
What would you say? Okay, your opinion. Okay, top 5 outfits you are packing, for after games.
You're horrible.
Come on.
I was not expecting that.
She spent more time picking outfits than trying to scout the other team or train.
Tila Will, you just, if you just don't know.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
I like to look nice, and I don't feel bad about that.
Don't feel bad.
I was probably like the only volleyball player who would change into a nice outfit after playing like 10 games.
Really? Like in the middle of the tournament? Oh wow, I never knew that.
Yeah. just to walk around and change back.
Get one lap of looking kind of cute and then come back in.
You know what? Like, man, if I could, I would have done that too. But I'm way too musky after a game. Like, I'm not trying to waste 2-3 wardrobes, man. I'm like,
jean shorts or a skirt and a crop top.
That's like the.
There you have it.
That's the American thing to do right there.
That should have been the first question.
All American.
Yeah, I can go on forever. My teammates will tell you. My teammates will let you guys know.
What about let's say we're gonna build a statue for you, right? Of you. What jersey do you want to be in? Do you want to be in Jumping Jupiter, Hijackers, Rivals, or Infamous?
Geez, that's a really hard question.
Is it or not?
I think I'd have to go with Infamous. Just because I think I played with Infamous the longer too.
Yeah.
Although I think my prime was with Rival, obviously, but I just felt, or maybe it's just because I remember more about Infamous because it's not that long ago, but I think it would have to be with Infamous. And me and our teammates, we're still super close to this day, so it's nice. Yeah, I think so.
All right, start, bench, and cut. Ready?
Yeah.
My wife, your older sister, shorts. Mei Tong, your older sister.
Is this volleyball related?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
For June.
I thought she was
June.
talking off sisters, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Start, bench, or cut?
Yes. No disrespect to anyone.
Oh yeah, I think I'd have to start. Sorry, sisters, June, because she was probably a little more consistent. I'll have to bench May and cut shorts. Sorry, shorts. You don't want to play. She don't want to play anyways. She don't want to play anyways. I already know her. She wouldn't want to play anyways. So I'll just put her out of her misery and I'll just cut her.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know that's true. You're so bad.
That's too much. That's too much. Oh my goodness.
She's gonna have my head. that can be edited out, right?
Oh.
That makes for good content.
Sorry, sisters. I love you guys.
Anyways, this is probably like not funny to anybody else, but for me and Kheng, it's pretty funny.
Wonderful family meeting next time. Huh?
Anyways, down to the end here. How has Hmong volleyball helped you like evolve as a person outside of into your like personal life?
Yeah, so I think this is a great question. Considering that I played it for over half of my life and almost every single day during the summer, and then also, you know, at tournaments during the winter as well, indoor tournaments. I think beginning at a younger age, it definitely helped. Not that I was ever that bad of a kid, but I think it really helped you keep me out of trouble. Yeah. I'm not that bad, I said. I didn't say I was good. I just said I wasn't that bad. Right. It really helps because it keeps you doing something else, right? Every single day at the park playing. I think it really helps you keep you out of trouble. I think it's really interesting socially as well because from my own personal background growing up, I had a lot of Caucasian friends growing up. And so it wasn't until I really started playing volleyball and going to tournaments that I started to really have a bigger group of Hmong friends. So socially wise too, that actually really affected the kind of person that I became in that sense as well. I think it really helps teach you about teamwork. Yeah. And it actually really does help teach you about how to understand other people. Because it's when you're on a team, it's 6 random people. Most of the time random, maybe not, coming together. And these are 6 different personalities. Yeah. You know, everybody is going to react differently to winning, to losing, to getting into fights. You know, we would, as Infamous, you know, we would have arguments and we would get into fights, and you really learn how to and understand that understand that people are different from you, and so that sometimes people deal with things differently, and you stick as a team because you're a team no matter what.
Never heard anyone mention that point, just understanding other people and adjusting, because Hmong volleyball, there's like no coach to manage the personality, so everyone has to kind of manage their own personality. And I think that's kind of like an underrated aspect of a team game, like just understanding everybody's strengths, how everyone reacts. And it's not just for sports, it's for real life as well too, just understanding where everyone's coming from. And I think that's highly underrated. So all you kids listening at home, like sports or whatever, it does help you understand other people and all the missing pieces and how to, you know, bring each other up when someone's down. And
absolutely, because again, you're on a team, so you're going to keep playing together no matter what. So you really start to learn how to understand each other.
Yeah.
In that sense, like when somebody needs space because they're angry, or you know, when you need to help bring somebody's spirits up, or and things like that. So I think that absolutely helped being on a team sport at such a young age. Really helps build that understanding as well. Communication, obviously, you know, one of the biggest things on being a good team is communications with each other and chemistry and everything like that. I think that's.
Those are actually two very, very good points at the end there. I mean, I understand a lot of players have mentioned the other points, but just like the interpersonal stuff, like the understanding and the communication and all that kind of stuff, it's highly underrated, and it happens all the time because always in sports, there's always up and down, and you always got to manage yourself, manage the players. You got to know who to pick up when they're down, who to like back off when they're mad. So it is highly, highly underrated, and I'm glad that you brought it up.
And I think I was able to understand that is because I was on teams for a certain amount of time. When you're jumping teams, it's a little bit, you don't really get that kind of understanding or interactions. But when you're playing with the same people over and over again, I think that's where you really build that relationship with each other. So.
Man, thanks a lot for spitting the knowledge on that last part. Sure. And the fashion tip.
Fashion tip.
I gotta get one of them jean shorts, dude.
Jean shorts, skirt, crop top.
I need to
man, I'm good. Next tournament.
Let me know which one you're going to be at. Okay. I'm not going to be there.
What do you have more confidence in, your volleyball game or your drinking game?
Kheng, I never seen you drink like that. I don't know if Peng's making it up or whatever, but I never really seen Kheng drink like that, man.
No, I ain't making it up, bro.
If I'm gonna be honest,
nightmare,
it would be my drinking game.
Well, more
Just being
power
honest.
to you.
Just being honest.
There you have it, man. In order to be a good volleyball player, you got to step up your drinking game, okay?
Lot to celebrate. That's why. Lots to celebrate. Hey,
if you would,
just want to congratulate you on a great volleyball career as well too. Just keep on pushing the game forward. And thank you for mentioning that. That was such a good point because we always talk about like the physical stuff. Like, hey, how high did you jump? How far did you hit it? All this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, we still have to. There's so many personalities within a team. It's always like we're always trying to manage ourselves, just trying to get through the players too as well to whatever motivates them. So
absolutely.
Highly important. So, and a great volleyball career.
Thank you. Yeah.
Do you have it? One of the greatest, Kheng Vang. Thanks, Kheng, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Till next time.